I was talking to a friend a couple of days ago, and he asked me a quite good question. He's like, how do I know if what I do is correct way of actually progressing in life? And it got me thinking, because it's a very good question. How do you know if you're doing something wrong or not? And especially as an entrepreneur, I keep saying that you have to stay in the game long enough in order to succeed. But how do you know actually if what you're doing is the thing, is the way to progress for you? And it comes down to a couple of things. I think the first thing is to actually set up yourself some measurable goals. Okay, many people don't do it. Even like entrepreneurs or business people, they just grind on things or just try to build. Right? I'm building, and if you ask them, like, okay, but how do you measure it? They don't know. They just they have a vision of how things should be, and they can't even see themselves growing because you can't measure it. The only way of actually knowing if you're growing is to measure it. Like compare yourself to last week, compare yourself to yesterday, I don't know, last year. And many people don't do it. They compare themselves to others, but not to themselves, where they were last month or last year. So I think if you can set up some realistic goals for yourself, for your business, and let's say check it every month or every year, you will actually see if you're growing or not. And if you're growing, then of course that's the right way to do, right? That's the right thing to do in your life. And as you know, for me, it's a business. I talk about entrepreneurship, but it can be about your personal life. It can be about anything, as long as you're growing. And there's another thing. It's quite easy. I'm climbing up, so I might be a little bit tired, but by the way, it's pretty nice here, isn't it? I don't know if you can see it. There we go. And another thing you can measure your growth, your life, if you're actually moving in your life, is, and that's something I use in my life a lot, if something is easy, if your life feels easy, I think that's wrong. That's when you're not growing. That's when you actually, you could say to yourself you're staying in the same place, but in fact, there is just moving backwards because everything else is moving forward. In the nature, in life, there is no stillness. If you stay in the same place, that means you are literally moving backwards. There is no stillness. Okay, so if your life is very easy, oh, look at this here as well. There. Nice bridge. So if your life feels easy or your job feels easy, anything easy is not good. Of course, we are living in times now when everybody's trying to find some pleasure, right? Things done quickly for pleasure, please ourselves, and it's just, that's not the way. That's how you don't grow. That's if you're looking for pleasure, then you're not growing. And with this comes something. There was a realization I've had when it says when it's about easy and destruction. You see, to build whatever that is, a relationship, a business, career, whatever you want to build, it takes time and it's hard and it takes commitment, lots of energy, money, whatever that is, but it's very hard. If, on the other hand, you want to destroy, it's very easy, right? It takes years to build your career or your brand, and it takes literally one post or one stupid thing to be destroyed. Same goes with your life. You can be good in your life 30, 40, 50 years, and then you do something stupid and you end up in prison or something. And if you think about it, these are the easy things, and easy things are destructive because in your head, you think it's great, and it's not. It makes you lazy, it makes you comfortable, and it basically makes you unhappy. You just don't realize it. So if you feel, it's probably it's against what you think, right? It's like, if your life feels easy, then you're probably moving backwards and it's destructive, okay? If, on the other hand, your life is difficult, it's hard and difficult, and by you creating something, even if it's just the relationships around you, of course a business, then that's the right way. That's the way to go. That's how you know you're on the right path. And this is the paradox, because it doesn't feel, it feels exactly the opposite. Because when it's hard and it's like kind of, you know, difficult, you feel like it's wrong, it should be easy, but that's exactly the opposite, right? So if you see people having easy lives, you know, like I watch people around here walking, obese people, and they look like they have easy lives, but I know they're suffering, and they will be suffering with their health and everything else. And the same goes to you. So look at yourself. Look at yourself really from the third perspective, from somebody else's perspective. Like stand in front of a mirror, and maybe look from, you know, try to look at yourself from outside, and answer yourself: is your life easy? Are you building, or are you actually destroying? You know, it's like this Gary Stevenson guy. He's got such a big following, and I think mostly because, maybe not mostly, but from what I saw, is because he's talking about distraction, and it's easy, and therefore there's a lot of people following. If you want to talk about beautiful things, building, you know, virtues, values, it's harder to build an audience, because automatically, it doesn't feel automatically like it's you. And it goes to a business and entrepreneurship. It's hard because on the paper, it's easier to get a career, right? And just get a job and just secure a job, like holiday, pension, all that. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's hard because you need to build yourself a job. Like, you know, I was talking to a friend, different friend, back from Poland, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing now for money?" I said, "No, I work with a couple of companies, but also I'm building myself a new job." And he's like, "What do you do?" I say, "I'm building my YouTube channel, and I'm building my job. That is my creation, right? This is what I do." And it's hard. Excuse me. It's very hard, right? And that's why I know I'm doing good things. That's the way for me. I know, because I'm 100% sure, because you know, that's my experience, and that's how you should see it. If you have easy job and there's no progress, and you have no way of measuring your progress, then I would advise you, oh, there was some movement in the grass. I would advise you to rethink it, okay? Because eventually that easy life will turn out into a misery. And the older you get, the more you will understand it. And the older you get, the harder it is to turn around and just try again. But it can be done. You know it. I keep saying, like, everybody can start from wherever they are in life. And I would encourage everyone to just do whatever they feel or in their hearts is right. So again, like, look, there is no good, wrong, or right or wrong way in life. It's just life. It's your life. You live your life the best you can. But if you're asking yourself this, how, or do I know if it's the right life or not? Set yourself some goals, achievable. It doesn't have to be anything big. Measure it once a month, once a year, against yourself, not against others, and see if your life is easy, and if you're actually building or destroying. Staying in the same place is not staying in the same place. It's moving backwards, and it's distraction. Think about this. Right, look at this place. That's beautiful, right? That's a creation. That's beauty. That's hard. Look at it, all the most beautiful buildings. That's so hard, right? There are buildings built like generations. You know, cathedrals, castles. They were built for generations. That's so hard, right? But that's why they're so beautiful, and that's why they're still here. And that same goes to your life, business, your attitude. Right, I'm gonna have to go now. If you liked that video, please leave me a like. If you're not subscribing yet, consider subscribing. Thanks so much for your support, for your time, and I'll be seeing you soon. Cheers!